Hi, and welcome to A Few Moments with Professor Kenton, an infrequent series of anecdotes that are intended to help you along your journey toward technology integration. Some of them might even have a more general usefulness, who knows? This episode comes from an email that I just received this morning of a student who's having a difficulty accessing some projects for a class that is it's like a capstone, a final portfolio of all the activities that have been completed within our program. And part of the expectation is that a person would be able to put their artifacts and projects from various classes into the portfolio in such a way that they can demonstrate they've met a set of standards, whether that be an ISTE related set for classroom teachers or a instructional technology writ large set of standards for the folks who are in our instructional design program. So here's the email, or here's a summary of the email. I can no longer get to my documents and projects from my previous classes. Last week I was able to see them to complete my planning assignment, but now I'm getting an error message when I try to open them. Do you have any suggestions on how I can retrieve my assignments? All right. I have to provide a little bit of additional background. The folks who are enrolled in our program, some of them are classroom teachers in a school system that was attacked with ransomware right around Thanksgiving of 2020. And this unfortunate student is one of those who was affected. Now, as was mentioned in the email, the documents were retrievable at some point about 2 weeks ago. And what apparently has happened is that person didn't take the opportunity to pull down all of their documents so that they could have a copy in case some other calamity occurred, which did. All right. Part of what I'm going to say is informed by my experience as a technology support specialist. I was the tech support specialist for the College of Education at Iowa State University from about 1999 until about 2002 when I began my assistant professor job here at Towson. And in that time, I counseled and grieved and mourned with many folks who had lost work due to a failure to back up their work to an external drive or to allow their machine to be backed up to the tape backup that was run each evening and so forth. Now, please remember, in 1999, 2000, and 2002, this was before people really got on board with the internet as a thing. There weren't services like Dropbox or anything like that in broad use. So a person could be forgiven at some point for not putting their materials onto a cloud computer or a distant server or whatever you want to say. But each person did have the ability to make their own local backups, save all their files, for example, to a disk drive that was connected to their computer. We had zip drives, those were 100 megs. But at that time, it was a generous amount of storage. So what's happened here for this person is they didn't take the opportunity when they had it to reclaim their lost files. So what should I tell this person? Well, my inclination is to sympathize. I've lost stuff too. But also to try and put it into their awareness for the future that when when your project relies on you having access to specific files, and then you find that you have access to those files, it would behoove one to pull those files down as soon as they have an opportunity. Because of what's happened here, it's likely that the school system the school system's response was to cut everybody off the network so as to prevent a possibly infected file from reinfecting all the files on the network again. And so what I'm believing, I have no way of knowing, but they were able to allow folks to connect their computers back to the network with the assumption that they had scrubbed all the files off of their computers before doing so. And when a computer was found to have not done that, the recourse that the school system may have taken would be to disable all those files so that they wouldn't reinfect all the machines on the network again. So the parable here is when you think you've lost your files and then you discover that you have access to them again for whatever reason, please always take that opportunity to save those files down, because you never know how long your opportunity will last. And if there's anything I know about technology, it is that you can't rely on it. You must always have a backup plan. Even 25 years after getting into this field professionally, it's always important to have a backup plan. Well, that's been a few moments with Professor Kenton. I hope you've gotten something useful out of it. As I said, this is an infrequent series, and I will be back when there's more to say. Take care of yourselves and have a great day. Bye.